Live across North Texas and beyond, this is the Jenna Ryan Show.
Ain't that America? You and me. Ain't that America? Little pink houses for you.
Jenna Ryan is a world-renowned speaker and thought leader, ranked in the 87th most influential person online by Fast Company magazine. Jenna Ryan has spoken to thousands around the world and is now speaking to you. So with all things real estate and beyond, here is Jenna Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show this beautiful Sunday. I'm so glad you're here listening. We are live on Facebook. We're also live at Talk Radio 1190. I just love this studio. We're actually in the studio here at the Tollway and 635. I'm here with my very special guest, Jenny Manning.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. I'm seeing
She's
friends
a realtor with Keller Williams in Dallas. We also have Brad Walters here with American Southwest Mortgage. He's one of my favorite lenders that I work with on a regular basis. And I brought him in today we're going to talk today to you about baby boomers, empty nesters, and downsizing. And we're going to be talking about this topic that we're very much involved in as realtors because lots of people are downsizing. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to think about. And so that's what we're talking about today. The phone lines are open at 214-787-1190. Feel free to give us a call and express your opinion or ask your question of the three of us who are experts on downsizing, empty nesters, baby boomers. So I want to start off a little bit with a little bit of news of what's going on. Let me tell you what I'm so excited about today, which I'm sure is on everyone's mind, which is the Dallas Cowboys. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Go Cowboys.
Yes, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. You guys are rocking it.
You know how many parties are going on around town?
Lots of parties going on. I have been invited to a few and just cannot wait to see the game. We've got Dax Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. This is a dynamic duo. This is the first time that rookies have actually made it to the playoffs and are headed to the Super Bowl. Can they do it? That is the question. Can they beat the Packers today?
Yes, they will. I'm believing for a win. I'm believing for a Super Bowl win.
I like that positive attitude. That is a beautiful attitude. That's why you're here. Yay, we love you. So another thing that's coming up that's really exciting and big on the news is, the Trump inauguration.
Yay!
And I know that Jenny is a big Trump fan. She actually campaigned heavily for the Trump organization.
A year.
Yes. And so that's exciting. That's really good of you to donate your time like that. But anyway, the Trump inauguration is going on, and there's a lot of there's people that are, against Trump, saying Trump's not my president. And I understand there's going to be a lot of people just descending upon Washington, D.C. And there's, I hear that there's going to be like a wall of meat surrounding the inauguration, which is the Harley Davidson,
yes.
Davidson riders.
Yes.
They're going to they're going to bring a wall of meat around.
I haven't heard of that.
I have. I read way too much news, and they're like going to surround the inauguration, and then there's a lot of different, like up to 99 different protesting groups that are going to come out.
That's what's scary.
Yeah, well, that wall
the
of
haters.
meat, that wall of meat will knock them out. And they've got. I'm looking at Brad. Brad's like,
leave it to the bikers.
Leave it to the bikers. Hey, don't mess with those Harley Davidson.
I wouldn't cross that meat line.
No.
and he's a big boy.
Right.
Over here.
Yeah. You got to see him. He's awesome. Brad Walters, you got to call him. He is incredible. But anyway, so they've got that. And then we've got the controversy surrounding who is going to perform, because a lot of the Hollywood, bigwigs are shunning the amazing president. So we've got who is going to perform.
Don't get me started on that.
Marie Osmond has agreed, which I grew up with. Marie Osmond.
I'm excited.
Yeah, look at her go.
She's great.
She's fantastic.
Yes. And then we've got Three Doors Down. Yay, go Three Doors Down. And Toby Keith, which is incredible.
Fantastic. Great American.
Western places.
Great American, yes. And so I was just talking with the producer here, and, he made a really good point. He was saying that, no matter what side you're on, whether you believe, that Trump should have won or not, we really need to have a united front for this
Yes, we do.
inauguration. We need to have a united front
country.
for our country, and also to show other countries that we are bad to the bone, that we're not like over here fighting and you can't come over here and take advantage of us, because we are a United States of America, and Trump hasn't even gotten into office yet. He has already
Amazing thing. He's already accomplished amazing things.
he's brought carrier. I mean, all these companies are coming in. Their jobs are staying. He hasn't even started. So I'm really excited about that, obviously. And so now I want to move on a little bit. I want to move on, and I want to introduce one of my very special guests here today, Jenny Manning. Guess what, Jenny Manning?
Yes.
Guess what this realtor, with Keller Williams, guess what her career was before real estate?
Career.
Her career. Isn't that a career?
You get paid a lot in that career?
No.
Just take a
It was
big
a
guess.
hobby.
And, she was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, y'all. She was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, and whenever we went to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Back in, what?
79. Well, we just won it, 77 and 78.
Is that it?
Went to, we won
I
the
thought we
Super
won
Bowl.
in 90s.
We won a lot of Super Bowls. But
Okay.
my first year
Three
was
in the
they
90s
had
and
just
two in the
won.
70s.
So I started cheering, my first year cheering for Super Bowl champs, and then we went back my second year.
Wow.
We went to the Super Bowl. That was the
Holy
first year
mackerel.
the cheerleaders ever went to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
So it was
my
pretty-
goodness.
It's pretty exciting.
That was exciting. And I've seen your little outfits on Facebook with your little, cute little self on there. And so how did it feel to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader? The Dallas Cowboy outfits? The cheerleader outfit?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Looking all good and all that stuff. So how did it feel to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader?
Well, at the time when I didn't try out to get it, I really didn't know anything about them.
What?
But once I was chosen, that day I realized it was a really big deal.
Right.
But even then, while I was cheering those 2 years, I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have.
Oh.
And then now,
right.
I mean, I'm just blown away. Sometimes I can't believe I really did that, and I was a
Right.
part of that organization. It's amazing. It
Well-
was amazing organization to be a part of, and
Well-
the alumni.
Absolutely. And just, it's like an honor. It's like being Miss America or being in a Miss America pageant. It's like a really big honor, especially around
Yes.
Dallas. We really love our Dallas Cowboys, and we really love our Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and the calendar. Did y'all get it? The calendar and all of
Yeah,
that?
that's when my first year we started all that.
Oh, my goodness.
Calendar, the Frisbees, the USO tours. I mean, everything that we did was started my first year.
Were
Oh, my
were
God.
Not
the
because of me.
Were the Cowboys the first team to have cheerleaders?
Uh-huh.
I thought
Yeah.
so.
Oh, my
For
goodness.
many years, we were the only ones.
That is so awesome. And also, you were on TV.
We made a couple of movies and an hour-long
movies?
TV show, and Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders,
Number 1 and 2. Dallas Cowboy
1 and 2.
cheerleaders 1 and 2. And then
the Oak Ridge Boys, Bob Hope show. I mean, we did some Love Boat.
that was
Boat.
my favorite one,
Love
she
Boat.
said. Love Boat. Exciting and new. I love that
Somebody
show.
asked.
Okay. Hi, everyone. And we'll get to the questions in just a minute. But maybe we can right now.
Debbie they were asking if I cheered
Or
with
Debbie
Debbie
Causey.
and Candy
Yes,
Causey.
Debbie Causey.
No, they were after me.
Great question. Thank you for asking, Don Boyd. We appreciate you for watching. Okay. And also, so Brad,
Yes, ma'am.
I know you from, we did some marketing together before I got into the real estate business, back when I was just doing strictly
Dot Jenna
marketing.
days.
Yeah. What?
The Dot Jenna days.
The Dot Jenna days, and he hired me to do some work for his organization, and you were like the
Used to throw some events that was specific for the real estate industry. Specifically, it's not the mortgage industry. There wasn't very many. We're kind of reclusive people, I guess, if you will. We sit in the back room doing the numbers work, and this was a reason for us to get together. And Jenna offered her services to help us promote the event.
Yes,
and it was
yes.
very successful.
Yes, wonderful event. And I got to know Brad, and then whenever I got into real estate, he was the first lender I called, and one of the first lenders I called, and just working with him is such a breeze. I love the fact I'm a realtor with Remax Dallas Suburbs, by the way, and I always refer to him because he just makes life so easy for me. He takes care of my people, and he's very straightforward, very direct and to the point, and that's what people like. And he's very knowledgeable. How long have you been doing mortgages?
Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years. So, when you have a question, you know who to go to. And so, Brad, how do we get in touch with you if someone wants to call you about a loan?
Really, at my cell phone I have with me at all times. I answer
Yes,
it
he does.
unless I'm asleep. I just recently got back from a ski trip, and I did take a call while I was going up a lift. So I answer it at all times.
Seriously, folks.
Oh, I bet your wife loves you.
Oh, she does. She understands it at this point in time. From our beach vacations, I'm on the beach taking a call, and I said, well, that's helping pay for this beach vacation. We
Yeah.
have to be available at all
Oh,
times.
that's a good comeback.
Right.
Yeah, I like
Brad
that.
is always available. Like if I text him, I'm going to get a text back within 5-10 minutes. If not, I've never not gotten a text back immediately. That's one of the things I like is accessibility. And so we are going to be talking about baby boomers, empty nesters, and downsizing today, but we've got a break coming up here in just a minute. After the break, I want you to call and I want you to ask questions regarding this wonderful topic. 214-787-1190.
Well, there's a black man with a black cat living in a black neighborhood.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
We already have the best deals on hardwood flooring, but those deals just got even better at Lumber Liquidators' January flooring sale. Select Corelux styles are up to 15% off. It's the ultimate waterproof wood look flooring. Get wide plank distressed hardwood from just $179 a square foot and gunstock wood look tile for 99 cents. More deals from 59 cents and special financing. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you and get to the January flooring sale today.
Phone lines are open at 214-787-1190. Here's Jenna Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm here today with my very special guest, realtor with Keller Williams, Jenny Manning, as well as lender Brad Walters with American Southwest. And we're here today talking about downsizing, baby boomers, senior living, empty nesters,
Reverse mortgages.
all of the above. And we're talking about this. Just yesterday, I did an open house, and I was talking to people that were looking for a home. They were actually moving from South Lake, their big 4,000 square foot home in South Lake. And I was doing an open house in Uptown, Highland Park-ish area. It was a duplex, and they were looking for specific things like, they wanted a smaller place. They wanted a one-story. They wanted to be near dense urban development, which means they wanted to be near the great restaurants, Bob's Chop House, and good environment for shopping and things like that. So that's a lot of what people are wanting to do. So let's first go into, Jenny, let's talk about the top 5 reasons to downsize. What would be one of the number one reasons that someone would want to downsize?
Well, I would say the cost effectiveness. I mean, people are in their retirement and they need to reduce their expenses. So cost.
I mean, they've got this big, huge house with 2 air conditioners. Their kids have moved off to college, and they've got to pay not only for the pool, not only for the yard work, but
maintenance.
somebody's got to clean that puppy. Then they've got to pay the taxes. The taxes are huge. People really are bothered by that. And here you are. Usually, whenever you're going into retirement, well, people may not even be going into retirement yet. They may their children may be gone. They may be empty nesters.
They don't want to be taking care of a big home anymore.
Right.
The maintenance of the yard and the pool and all that.
Right. And so So they may want to move in order to conserve money and to save money, and in order to get into a smaller place. Now, here we're going to talk about it in a minute, but it's a little bit difficult for some people to move from big, huge house. Big prestigious house. Psychologically, that makes you feel like a big kahuna.
Me. Well, one thing, I've done it I have downsized 3 times. It is hard.
Well, it's rough.
It is
I've
hard.
downsized too. And,
I know.
And you have to get past that emotional. We're going to go into that next.
Find a place to put all your stuff.
Yes.
And get rid of so much.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
It is the hardest.
I refuse to sell my stuff at like garage sale, so I have a lot of furniture and accessories and stuff at my friend's home.
Oh,
as I thought,
that's
I'm
wise.
just going to let them borrow it. I'm not going to let it go for nothing. It's good
You
stuff.
have some beautiful stuff. Yes, I've been to your beautiful home, and you definitely do. Absolutely. So we're going to talk about stuff here at the next one, but then also, what's another reason that it's good to downsize?
Another reason. Well, I was going to say you want to make sure you get close to your family if you can.
Right. Absolutely. You want
The rest of your family.
a lot of people want to move next to their grandchildren. A lot of people I see
kids.
are moving near their kids so that they can see their grandkids.
Yes.
They want to be in their grandkids' lives. So they may move, if your kids are moving, you may need to move wherever they're moving. A lot of people want it. And when you do it, you don't want to go buy a big, huge mansion necessarily, unless you're richy rich. You probably want to move somewhere that's more closer to them, but it's going to be smaller. And that's the thing, is really simplifying your life and preparing to simplify your life, because psychologically, it's a big step. And I've seen people really stressing out, probably a little more than they would have to, and if they were prepared for the move. But people that have these big homes and they're all this big furniture that fits their big house, and then they have to move to a smaller place. It's a rough situation. Another reason to downsize is it's environmentally. I mean, all these young people. What do they call millennials?
Well, that's one.
And Generation Xers. Okay. And they're all into, greenhousing, staying energy efficient.
Mm-hmm.
If you do have a huge, gigantic house and you're trying to heat and cool it, and you've got a pool that nobody uses, and you got, all of this stuff that is just being kind of wasted, environmentally speaking, it could be beneficial for the environment for you to downsize into a smaller home.
Yes.
Right, Brad?
And environmentally cleaning it all, trying to take care of a 4,000, 5,000 square foot house. You spend all your time cleaning and there's nobody there.
I know.
Absolutely. And what about financially? Do you see a lot of that, Brad, people wanting to
Well, absolutely. For the things that you mentioned, I mean, the taxes and the insurance and the upkeep and
The payment.
The payment. Well, and we have 3 air conditioning units on our house, and
Yeah.
that many to
Three?
cover that much square footage. And all of a sudden they start going out, and you're not going to take that nice little cruise that you were planning on because you have to replace an air conditioning unit.
Exactly. And the upkeep of the home. I hadn't even thought of that. You're right.
Absolutely.
You have a beautiful home as well. And over there in Castle Hills. He lives in Castle Hills, which is awesome.
It's a great community.
Yes, it
is.
Very family-oriented community. Which is another reason. We've had some friends inside of the neighborhood whose kids have grown up and they've left and they've gone off to college and they're doing their own life. Well, now they live in a neighborhood that's full of kids.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's another reason.
May not be a nice fit for them. As a matter of fact, they've moved to some of the places. One of our good friends moved from Castle Hills to Uptown.
A lot of people are doing that. Like I said, I had that open house yesterday at my listing at 3816 North Fitzhugh. Everybody go buy it. We do have an offer. We had that, and people were downsizing, but that was actually a huge house.
That's why they're moving into 55 and older communities, because they don't want to be around kids anymore. They want to be with people that are in their retirement mode, and all their neighbors kind of.
And they raised their
in the
kids
same
already,
place.
so who can blame them? They've already raised their kids. You guys, the phone lines are open, 214-787-1190. You guys, we're talking about empty nesters and baby boomers and reasons to downsize. Now, first of all, let's just talk about baby boomers for a minute, okay? What is a baby boomer? A baby boomer is someone who was born after World War II, right? Now, are baby boomers? They're the ones. Are they? They're probably getting ready to move into like the senior 55 and up.
Yeah.
I think the
Definitely.
cutoff date is 1963 for the actual title. So I'm 1964, so I'm 1 year off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in La La Land.
1946 to 1964
64.
is the baby boomer.
I'm a baby boomer.
Generation, which includes people between 53 and 71 years old in 2017. So basically,
Yeah, a lot of our friends are baby boomers.
a lot of our friends are baby boomers. I'm not a baby boomer, but I love baby
shut
boomers
up.
and I help baby boomers. I'm very young. I'm not. I'm teasing. Don't ever ask a woman her age. I was watching a show, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is a wonderful Netflix thing to binge on. And they were talking. They were in one of these, doctor's offices where you go and get all the work done. And it said, "Look, how old is she? Look at her hands." Because you can get so much work done. You look like you're 20. But you can find out how old they really
Well,
are
they got
by
stuff
looking
with
at their
your
hands.
hands. You can do stuff with your
You
hands
can do
now.
stuff with your hands
It's
now, but
crazy.
it was funny. It was just really funny. Kimmy,
So a lot of
Unbreakable
baby
Kimmy
boomers
Schmidt.
are making those plastic surgeons.
Oh yeah, it's a
wealthy.
great time to be a plastic surgeon. But people are getting plastic surgery in their 20s right
Well,
now. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, so less maintenance, less cleaning, closer to grandchildren.
Baby boomers and baby boomers' parents are moving out of their houses into senior living or assisted living facilities.
They sure are.
So
And
that's a whole.
we are.
We're-
Now,
we're
you,
having-
were you telling
I'm
me you're
a baby
doing
boomer.
okay? You're
I'm
a baby
baby
boomer,
boomer.
but you're also specializing in
In
this
seniors.
type of thing. And
That's a
seniors,
niche of
this
mine.
is what
Yeah.
you're wanting. Send your seniors to you, and will you help them get assisted living facilities and help them sell their house and all of that good stuff?
Yes, we facilitate the downsizing process by helping them figure out what they're going to keep and not keep. Then we act as an advocate and
Okay.
and coordinate the liquidation of the estate
Wow.
and the house. So
Okay.
So sometimes we have investors that buy it as is because if they're really old, their house is probably really
Right.
bad and full of stuff.
Needs work done and smells like
yeah,
mothballs.
a lot of work. And then we assist them in finding a new community, either 55 and older community or a facility, independent living facility. And we assist with the move. We organize everything in the new location, organize cabinets, all that.
That's
and
a great specialty, Jenny.
And then stage it to where it feels like home.
okay,
Because sometimes that's difficult,
right,
making that move.
right.
A lot of times the parent doesn't want to do it.
No,
And
I've never seen one that wanted to.
I know
But
personally,
a couple of times.
I had to take guardianship over my mother, not by her choice, and I had to move her out of her house.
That's rough.
Had a state sale, which took 5 weeks, and then so she stayed with me while I found her independent living place, and she didn't want to go, so I had to find something that was interesting to her. A place that she loved, and we did, and we staged it and made it real pretty, and
Aw.
she finally settled in good. But I have personal experience with all that, so I understand.
My grandmother went kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
She
Most
never
of them
settled
do.
in. She stabbed someone with a fork. I mean, she totally hated it. I hope
They
I'm
get
not like. I
combative
learned a lot from
sometimes.
what my grandmother did.
A lot
I
of
have the
times at
best
that
grandmother in the
There's
world.
so many better choices today, though.
Right,
it's
but my grandmother had
fantastic.
Alzheimer's. So.
I had the
Yeah.
same problem.
Yeah,
Go
so
same
she
thing.
was not happy about leaving. But for 20 years, she was like, "Don't put me in a home. Don't put me in a home." And then I didn't do it. So anyway, my aunt did it. But anyway, okay. So let's go into the next thing. We've got just a couple more minutes here, but we can get started on 10 things to consider when you're downsizing. We can just get started on this topic. One thing is, Jenny.
Well, we talked about this, the location of the home.
Location.
I mean, you may want to be by your children
You may want to be by your children
because if you're getting older, you need their help.
you need their help, and you need to think about not where you are now, but where you're going to be in 10 years or where you might be in 20 years. So, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you don't want to just sit there and say, yeah, I can handle,
Yeah.
driving to the grocery store now, but what about later?
If you're having to go to the doctor all the time and you need your children to take you, and
That's a
believe
good
me,
thought.
Another
You,
thing
you
to
need to be by your children.
Another thing to consider too, there's so many people moving to the Metroplex,
Right.
and they're leaving their parents to wherever they came from,
Yeah.
Ohio
Right.
or Michigan, and bring them down. We want to have them here too.
Right. There's lots of options, and we're going to talk about that at the last segment of the show of the different options of senior living facilities. But yeah, location is important. Where can you go? You can go around dense urban environments. I know that Legacy West is starting, they're selling the Windrose Tower, which is like a condo where you can drive up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Another thing that you want to think about is the size of the home you need. How big of a home do you need? What is your opinion on how big of a home you need if you're downsizing?
One living room, one bedroom, maybe two as a guest, but I don't even think that. I know a lot of people want to have a room for their kids, but it's not that often. I always tell them, don't be spending all that money for once a year.
Right.
At Thanksgiving or Christmas or something.
Right. Well, most of the senior living homes I've seen have at least like 2 bedrooms and maybe like a little office area.
Yeah.
And they're pretty small, like 1,900 square feet. And I was thinking it was like 1,000 square feet per person is what is comfortably livable. That's just my thought. That's how I feel.
I think your financial situation and how much you can afford dictates that.
Absolutely. Now, it depends on also what age you are. Like if you're going into senior living, then 1 bedroom is good. But if you're at 55 years old, you still might, have guests and things like that.
Depending on the health of the individual. Like my mother, at a point, she didn't need any other room but her bedroom. She had a little kitchenette, but she didn't even use it because anyway. So your health can make a difference on what you get and how much you pay for. I mean,
absolutely,
1 bedroom is really all you need.
1 bedroom, really, just
eventually.
for one person. For one person, it depends if you're married, But deciding, this is part of we're trying to help you decide what to do. Okay, we're going to break. Talk to you in just a minute.
God is so good. And there's a woman in the kitchen, clean up the evening slop. And he looks at her and says, hey, darling, I can remember when you could stop a cloud. Oh, but ain't that America?
Here's former pro football linebacker Ben Lieber.
BiPro is the highest quality whey protein isolate you could buy. There's never any fillers, sugars, or additives, and it's naturally sweetened. It's what you need to build and maintain muscle. Right now, go to BiProUSA.com. That's BiProUSA.com. And when you buy 1 2-pound jar of BiPro, you get the second jar half off with the promo code iHeart. Plus, you get free shipping. It's BiProUSA.com. Buy 1 2-pound jar, get the second half off, and free shipping with the promo code iHeart. BiPro. Lean, clean, protein.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. One click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just 1 click away from 200 plus job sites. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 0707 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 0707.
iHeartRadio just got better. We've always given you the best stations from across the country and personalized artist stations. Today, we introduce unlimited access to our iHeartRadio music library.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kelly Clarkson.
Millions of songs you can search and play on demand. Unlimited skips. Create your own playlists and take the music you love offline to listen without using data or needing a connection.
All your favorite radio stations and unlimited music all in one app.
Open the iHeartRadio app and try everything free for a month.
This is iHeartRadio.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. We are having a great show today with my special guest, Jenny Manning with Keller Williams Realty. She is a senior specialist, real estate specialist. And also Brad Walters with American Southwest Lending. He is a great lender who will text you back in 5 seconds. And
always available.
Always available. I'm talking always. And we're here talking. And what I wanted to bring, we definitely have a question here from Charles DeVoe on our Facebook Live channel. He wants to know if there's a preferred destination for downsizing. And what do you think, Jenny?
Well, what does that mean? What do you mean preferred destination?
Okay,
you mean
well,
like a facility or?
Well, good question. It just depends on what level you're at. If I would say if people are downsizing, a lot of times they want to downsize as close to where they are as possible because they already have their doctors nearby, they have friends nearby, they're involved in clubs nearby. They don't want to go too far. They want to try to stay within their area a lot of times when I speak to them. But sometimes, like the couple yesterday, we're going to go from South Lake to Uptown. So Uptown, lots of people going to Uptown because it's fabulous and there's lots of places to enjoy yourself. And so what did you say?
Yeah, he wants popular locations.
Popular location, I'm telling you right now. Downtown, Uptown area. They're even looking a little bit over by the farmers market and Deep Ellum area because they're building so much over there. But you know what? Right now, we have Legacy West, which is coming, which is going to have
shaking my head.
Some wonderful, she's shaking her head. Well, you can disagree. Hang on. And Legacy West has some wonderful shops coming in, and so it will be even better to downsize there. And so my opinion is that people are downsizing near as possible where they are, or they're going to Uptown. If they do it near where they are, they have to find something smaller. You know, they're in a 4,000, 5,000 square foot house. They just have to really adjust their mindset to move to 2,000 square feet and get rid of all their furniture. Okay, go. You can tell me.
Okay, well, I was just going to say that's one group that want to move, to like Uptown or whatever.
Right.
But there's like over, I think, 27 facilities just in Collin County where people are just wanting to stay in the suburbs.
Like Del Webb.
And Plano.
And Craig
Frisco.
Ranch.
Yeah.
I had some friends that tried to drive and move into a Del Webb community before they were 55, and they wouldn't let them.
Really?
They're really neat.
Yeah.
They're really neat places.
Yeah,
they are.
I have that on the list for us to discuss because Del Webb is definitely a huge
That's
facility
probably
where
where
you
I'll
can just
move.
golf. Let's not go there yet. We're going to talk about.
Okay.
I want to talk about reverse mortgages. Let's get this in.
Yes.
Brad, tell me, do you think someone should do a reverse mortgage, and do you offer that?
We do. I'm a big believer in reverse mortgages, and there's a lot of press about reverse mortgages out there. Everybody seems to think that you're giving up your house, and that's really not the case at all. Reverse mortgage is just a way for seniors to access the equity in their house. It's just sitting there.
Okay.
You got a $200,000, $300,000 house that's completely paid for, that's assets that you could be using for other things. My mother did a reverse mortgage. They're fantastic.
Okay.
And they can also be used to purchase a home, which most people don't really realize.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
It works the same way as a regular purchase does, where there's a formula that you go through depending on your age and the value of the house, and it tells you what the down payment could be. Let's say you're 60-year-old and you're trying to buy a $300,000 house. Okay. For the most part, you're probably looking at somewhere around 50% down. So you could put $150,000 down on a $300,000 house and never make a payment.
Whoa. Yeah. That sounds really good.
Now, the one thing that a lot of people got in trouble with with reverse mortgages when they first came out is you do still have to pay your insurance and taxes. You just don't have a mortgage payment.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You can't forget that. It's not like it's going to completely go away.
There's so many things you can do with a reverse mortgage. And if you want a reverse mortgage, that doesn't mean Jenna and I can't help you find that house.
Right.
If you want to buy a new house, move, and you want to do a reverse mortgage, we can still help you.
I mean, the thing is what you want to do is get in contact with myself or Jenny first, and we can kind of help you process the whole process. And we would get you in touch with Brad and help you decide what's best for you, whether it be sell, whether it be stay, whether it be, we get involved in the beginning. It's not like you get everything ready, then you call us. We're there for you throughout the process. So we help you to figure out what furniture to keep and help you to get with organized people that, professional organizers to help you. Right. Jenny does that. And Jenny specializes in senior living, which is wonderful. And I also help people downsize. And I work with empty nesters. So now I'm going to go into, we're still on the top 10 things to consider when downsizing. So now I want to talk about number 3 was type of living you prefer. Do you want to live in a condo, which has the monthly fees? Do you want to live in it's a flat, and it's kind of like a hotel kind of living? Or do you want to live in a townhome, which is attached to another home, which you're going to also have the monthly fees, but very low maintenance? Do you want to live in a one-story home, handle your own maintenance? There's a lot of one-story homes you can get at Craig's Ranch and things, and Del Webb, where they handle all the maintenance, and it's a one-story home. Or do you want to go to a senior resort?
Or senior living.
Senior living. I'm calling it a resort.
I love the resort name, but around here, really, they're called senior living or independent living. But, yeah, I like that.
I call it a resort because I think about the people in Florida and all those humongous.
Oh, you mean if you move away?
Yeah. Like in Florida, senior resort. So I call it senior resort here because Del Webb is about our equivalent that you can get, where they've got the club in the middle with the restaurants and the workout facility and then the golf and then all the social activities. That's pretty resorty, if you ask me.
Well, yeah. I guess what I was talking about is those that want to take the next step and go to a senior living facility where it's like apartments. You're renting apartments, but they still have all the amenities. I mean, and they have entertainers come in. Andy Corridori, he does a lot of seniors. He's really good, just from Vegas. So
that
he
is
gets
so
great
awesome.
talent. So there's so many things that they do for them. They still have wellness and exercise programs and all kinds of events to do at those.
So Jenny's talking about, like, if you are at that point in your life and you are ready to sell your house, and your house, maybe it needs some work done or whatever, you don't have to worry about all of that. You just call Jenny Manning or myself, Jenna Ryan, and we will help you through the process and get you situated and help you figure out just what your options are and what's out there.
Yes.
Jenny, how does one get in touch with you if they would like to contact you?
You can call my cell phone, 469-556-1185, or email me, realestate@jennymanning.com. And Jenny is Geni.
Yes, it is.
Or go to my website, jennymanning.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that's how you get in touch with Jenny. And then let's go on to the next one. We talked a little bit about that. We touched on this already. No, we did touch on it. Number 4, future extended family visiting and moving in. I mean, you want to think, now Jenny is talking more at the level of sell your home and move to a senior living facility. I am more focused on downsizing from your 5,000, 4,000 square foot home in Frisco, South Lake.
It's all different levels.
It's different levels. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. So you want to think about, your children. Are they going to be coming back? Will they need a place to live? So you want to think about, when you're thinking about space and bedrooms and things like that, are you going to have enough room for them? Or if they just come and visit? I get that a lot, where people are like, oh, no, are the bathrooms situated? You may need a full bathroom downstairs or a full bedroom downstairs for elderly parents. You may want a one-story because you may not want to be traveling up and downstairs whenever you're in your, when you can barely.
I don't like walking upstairs now.
I don't like walking upstairs.
It's good exercise, though. I kind of miss it. It's good exercise.
I don't miss it.
Especially when you don't exercise.
I like one stories, and I like the compactness. I'm in a smaller place now, and I feel now in my closet I could deal with a little bit bigger, but I like having everything just within reach, no waste. There's no wasted space. I don't have a lot of extra furniture. Everything's usable. The only things I have are the things that are purposeful and meaningful to me, and I had to have a storage. Now you've got to think about, how much is extra storage going to cost? You've got to factor that in whenever you're considering.
And I say, if you got to store it, just get rid of it.
Uh-oh.
Because most people, I did for years. I just got rid of my storage this year. I had storage for years. I'm going, why am I paying for that storage? That could go towards my retirement plan or something else when I don't use any of that stuff.
I agree.
Just get rid of it.
But I have a lot of staging stuff because I stage my client. I know you do. That's why I brought that up. We both stage the houses.
Now my garage is full.
Well, that's what I have as a garage, but it's separate. Anyway, long story short. Okay, so future physical condition, you don't know if you're going to be handicapped. I mean, I was reading about this in research, and I was like, oh, yeah. I mean.
That's why I was saying you may only need a one-bedroom. My mother is
at that point.
She didn't. Yeah.
No, she just needs one bedroom. But I'm like, we're not getting out of this alive, you know. We're none of us sorry to tell you. But that's life, you know. We're going downhill. But we can always do things to be healthy and eat healthy and exercise a lot. Remember, the phone lines are open, 214-787-1190. And we are taking questions, and we're also live on Facebook at jenna.ryan1. And if you ever want to call me to help you sell your home or downsize or just talk about downsizing, we don't have to downsize yet. We have plenty of time. It could take years. It doesn't matter. My phone number is 972-510-9177, and my website is jennaryanrealty.com. Okay, we talked about financial ability. Can you handle it financially? And then, of course, we've already touched on getting rid of old stuff, storing family heirlooms. I mean, my grandmother on my mother's side, she downsized so much that all the heirlooms kind of went. I think that it could have been done better. I would have preferred things that may not have been important to her, you know, because she was getting older and just didn't matter anymore. Those are things I would have preferred that we had right now. You want to consider things that you think are great heirlooms, but other people in your family don't really care about. They don't want that piece of furniture.
That reminds me of a situation that I just went through with a closing that I just had, an estate sale.
Oh, really? And you did in 4 days, which was
in 4
amazing.
days. And the will wasn't even probated. And I learned do we have time for me to talk about this? But why I brought this up is that house, the mother had moved away already.
No, we don't have time because we got to go to break. But I want to hear about
they
this.
Were so sentimental.
Really good.
They were so sentimental. They wanted the doors, the front door. I mean,
okay, we got to go to break. We're going to talk about this right when we get back. Thanks, Jenny.
With a black cat, living in black neighborhood. He's got an interstate running through his front yard. You know, he thinks he's got it so good.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
We already have the best deals on hardwood flooring, but those deals just got even better at Lumber Liquidators' January flooring sale. Select Corelux styles are up to 15% off. It's the ultimate waterproof wood look flooring. Get wide plank distressed hardwood from just $179 a square foot and gunstock wood look tile for 99 cents. More deals from 59 cents and special financing. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you and get to the January flooring sale today.
Little pink houses for you.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show on Talk Radio 1190 AM.
Back to the show. We are here talking today about baby boomers, senior living, empty nesters, downsizing. And this is actually, Jenny Manning is here with me today. She's a realtor with Keller Williams. I specialize more in empty nesters and downsizing, and she specializes in helping people move from their home into the senior living facilities. And then we've got Brad Walters here with us today. And Brad is a lender, and he works with people who want to buy or sell your home and get a loan. So here we are today, and you were going to talk to us a little bit about Medicaid.
Well, I was going to say, every time I do an estate sale, I learn something major. Mm-hmm. And this last time, we were dealing with a family. They had a huge Medicaid debt. And it started off, they were thinking, there's 3 daughters, they were thinking they weren't going to make anything because the debt was so large, and the house wasn't worth, it. So they weren't going to make anything. And then I said, no, I can get you more money, which I did. We had 12 contracts in, 2 days, and
that's amazing.
We got way over list price. But so they made a little bit of money. But then when we were talking to the Medicaid people, we found out, or they found out, that one of the daughters was disabled and was a single mom, and they ended up waiving the Medicaid debt because of that.
Okay.
That was so they went from not getting anything to a little bit, because I got them higher price, to a big chunk of money, all three of them. So
great niche.
I did not know that they would waive a Medicaid debt like that.
That's beautiful. And that's beautiful that you're niching out like that, because we need someone who's just totally specializing in getting people into senior living facilities. Brad, we have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you ready for this one?
You bet.
Okay. The question is, reverse mortgages, are there any downsides to reverse mortgages?
The downside to reverse mortgage, I mean, it is accruing interest against the property. So if you owed a property, today's roundabout interest rates are, let's just pick 5% out of the hat and say it's 5%. So the downside to it is you are accumulating a debt.
Okay.
There is interest accumulating. So the example we used earlier, if we had a $300,000 house and we took a $150,000 reverse mortgage against it, that $150,000 grows every year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So when you first started off with the house, you had $150,000 in equity, which is yours.
Okay.
And it could be passed on to either yourself whenever you move out of the house or to your heirs. But every year that you have that $150,000 balance does go up by whatever the interest rate is prevailing at the time.
Okay.
And it is an FHA product, and it does have mortgage insurance. So between the two, that note balance does get bigger every year.
Interesting.
So if that's a downside to it, that would be the biggest downside, is that you are accumulating some interest and some debt.
Okay.
But it's equity that you wouldn't be realizing at any point in time in your life.
Well, what's the difference? I mean, would someone want to refinance or do a reverse mortgage?
Well, it really depends on the person's financial condition. And you really get to a point to where I've run into a lot of people that, okay, now you've paid off your house. Well, you no longer have a mortgage interest deduction, which makes it to where you can no longer itemize. So there's a lot of financial benefits that seniors really need to talk to a financial advisor when it comes to this.
Not you, but a financial.
Well, when it comes to this, what's making the best decision? You want to know about the product? We'll tell you about the product.
I see.
But as far as a financial decision for an individual, every person is different.
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
One of my great mentors always told me that mortgages are like snowflakes. Every single one is different.
Interesting. Yeah.
And every situation is different. So
Right.
Is a reverse mortgage right for you? I don't know. It's a decision to be best made between, us and a financial advisor. So make sure that you know all of the facts and make the right decision.
Right. And I do have in my network some amazing financial advisors. So you can definitely get in contact with me at Jenna Ryan Realty, and I can help you to make decisions, help you to figure out who to go to help you make your decisions on your mortgages. Okay. And so then let's talk about, another thing to consider whenever you're downsizing, moving to a smaller home, is there's a lot of options out there with, condos, townhomes, senior living facilities, and then even high rises. We've got the Windrose, which I mentioned, which is coming to Legacy West, which, they valet park your car. It's very $800,000 for, 1,000 square feet. It's cray. But, and it's $800. I want to live there, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm dazzled. And
not very many people can afford that.
I know. This is for rich people. And it's $800 a month just for the homeowner.
I help all the common people. Y'all call me. She can handle the rich people.
No. Get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
No, I can handle the rich too.
I handle all levels. I'm listing a house at 180 this week. So I do all levels, and I have listings at up to $1 million.
Me too.
She too. Okay. You're my first realtor actually I'm having on the show. Like I've never had a realtor on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is like
I felt
competitors.
honored.
Boom, boom. But we're not really like
No.
competitors because there's enough business to go around.
Yes, there is.
And, you just pick your flavor, I'm butterscotch. Anyway, okay, back to this. Maintenance fees. So you want to consider what are those fees. A lot of times, you can find a condo or a place or a house in a senior facility, but it costs, $200 a month, $300 a month. Okay, you want to consider that. And then accessibility for elderly people. You may not be handicapped yet, but you may have parents that are handicapped. So you want to make sure that there's, room to get to the bathroom. It's easy to walk up to your place, things like that.
Yeah. Here's tips of choosing assisted care homes.
Okay, so that was our next. We just finished that. We are going through this content very quickly. I hope it's providing value to you. Give us, if you have any questions, you can call 214-787-1190. Now we're going to talk about some of the options for senior living, specifically in DFW. Jenny specializes in helping you sell your home and get into a senior living facility, like a one-bedroom for one person. Baby boomers, 65 and up, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
then I specialize in helping people downsize their home around 50. I do all of it.
I do all of it,
but
too.
she does like the estate. Yeah, she does all of it, too. She does like the estate sales and all of that stuff. Okay. So you can do high-rise living. You can go into Del Webb and Frisco, as we discussed earlier, which is a wonderful facility.
It is.
Craig Ranch. It's nice. Have you heard anything about Craig Ranch?
It's good.
It's good stuff. Now, you're going to pay a premium for these homes. A lot of these homes have, they have 2 bedrooms and they're just decked out and they're maintained by the homeowners association, and you don't have a lot of maintenance. But I'm telling you, they are not cheap necessarily. You've got to have your retirement all squared away for some of those. And then, you may, if you just want to, if you're more on a budget and you want something more affordable, you may want to consider a 1-story home. And, I've had people that, you can move. Now, 1-story homes are hard to come by, especially newer ones. But I think that would be your best bet is a newer home, one that's not going to have a broken air conditioner and all those problems. And you can move far out.
However,
okay,
a lot of the older homes have been completely redone. They've got new air conditionings and they've been updated. I live in a home that was built in 1986 and everything has been redone.
Right. Well, that can be your option.
I'm ready to redo it again now.
I know. That could be an option. You could.
A lot of 1-stories in that age.
A lot of 1-stories. Just a 1-story home, just a smaller home. It doesn't have to be brand new. It can be updated, or you can buy an older home and fix it up if you feel like going through that. Or you can move. I've had people say, I want to live on an acre. And so we have to go far out because there's all these developments where there's a grocery store and there's things to do, but people kind of want to be out in the country. I've had people want to do that, and we move them out there. Or condos that are close to all the shopping and all the fun, It just depends on what you're looking for.
The reverse mortgage for purchase is a great way to stretch a budget too.
Okay.
There's a lot of the seniors that I run into, they don't want to have any debt, so they want to have their house paid off.
Right.
So what's the difference between having it paid off and not having a payment?
Right.
It's just less that you leave to your heirs, which I bet if you talk to most of your heirs, they're probably going to be more interested in your parents having a good retirement versus whatever I'm going to get whenever you pass.
Yeah,
that's how I would
feel. What I was mentioning on a break earlier, and we don't have time to get into that, but those heirs, they can do a lot with that reverse mortgage. So maybe that'll be another show. But
there's still equity in the house. You're not giving up the house.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's wonderful. That's a great topic. And then senior living facilities.
Yes.
What do you know about this? What are some tips?
You need to make sure when you're trying to help somebody, your mother, or you could be doing it. Make sure that some tips is that there's 24-hour support and access to care, health, and medical services if you need that.
Right.
Some facilities have independent living, and attached is assisted living, so they can move right into that. A lot of them have exercise and wellness programs, which is real important. They need to stay active.
Right.
And make sure they're staying healthy.
Right.
And then, of course, like I mentioned before, the social and recreational activities. There's so many fun things. That's one reason why I'm looking forward to moving into 55 and older, but also some of these senior living. They have so many activities.
Right.
I mean, and just like I mentioned before, Andy Cordori, I mean, you're getting a live show from Vegas for free. They're doing all these things for you. But anyway, make sure it's friendly staff. And
where's the first place you start if you're looking for a senior living? Where would you start looking?
Well, I would call somebody that specializes in it, like me.
Okay.
At 469-556-1185. And I can walk you through that and consult you depending on your goals and what you're trying to get accomplish.
So you would go and you know the area and you know where the different facilities are.
Contact an expert that can lead you in the right direction based on what your needs are.
Is that on the MLS? Are these facilities on the MLS?
No.
So you don't just go to the MLS. Someone really needs to specialize. Mm-hmm. Wow, you guys, this has been a wonderful show today. We're here to wrap it up, and I really appreciate you guys for listening to the show each week and watching as we are getting better and better. We keep getting better. This show is going to just take off, and we're just getting started. I'm telling you, we got some positive vibes going. We've got John Tassar, the Dallas celebrity chef, coming up next week. We've got Ivy Boland, who is I think she's a president or on the board of the CCAR. So you guys come back next week and have a wonderful week. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Listening to the Jenna Ryan Show on Talk Radio 1190 AM. For more information, contact Jenna through Facebook or email at jennaryanrealty@gmail.com. Join us again next time on Talk Radio 1190 AM for the Jenna Ryan Show.